Alrighty, let's see how many what moments this Katago versus Katago game has in store for us. So it's 3-4 cross opening. Just approach, nothing too unusual yet. Black might Tenuki, yes. White might play here or approach this corner. Yep, same again. Oh, and probably black will just play bottom right now. Nope, okay, Tenuki again. I personally have always preferred to make a base with this stone, but that's also because I don't really know these variations. So AI, of course, doesn't fear not knowing anything. And so now this is maybe the first slightly unexpected move. I would have thought that counterattacking this one stone or responding in this corner is a little bit bigger. But putting some pressure on these two stones also makes sense. I suspect black might now just play here or just Tenuki. Tenuki it is. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's a typical. It used to be that black, or that if the 4/4 stone is ignored, that you would counter pincer for sure, and then would have some variation like this. But now since AI 3/3 is always an option, and that's the same holds true here. Now white usually blocks at C. Okay, white can block here, and then it comes down to some variation where this stone is more or less an attack almost on these three stones, but like for example, we can have a variation like this where maybe something like this is something I remember. Not sure if it's still the most modern version, but here you basically make this white stones heavy first and take the corner, which is a bit better than if you had to pincer first. But okay, white shows the other direction. Now typically black plays b13, sometimes c18, but b13, yeah, that's a really big move. If you compare this, well, I guess you can't really say, but if you compare it to the variation where black has played the normal 3/3 invasion and then played this, this shape is slightly weaker because white still has some attachments here and some attachments here, while this shape is a lot stronger. Oops, I showed the first next move, okay. But this shape is a lot stronger and white doesn't have an immediate threat here with c18, or there's no really specialty sushi. So this shape is nice, and yeah, so white now cares for the 3 stones here. And white is also threatening to build up the top side a little bit more, though with the third line stone here, not really that easy. Black could now choose to play a move like this, which is, okay, not the game move, but yeah, that could be one version where black kind of tries to help these stones. Because I have, okay. Yeah, where black kind of tries to help these stones, but also reduces this, but also just playing here might be an option, or just Tenuki again. Just that at some point, if black Tenuki is too much, for example here, then white might even choose to play a move like this and build the top while attacking these two stones. So yeah, black chose to just strengthen these stones now, and p15 is the normal, okay, or r14. So this you could play here. This move is this angle point is a bit annoying for this black shape. Now, black wouldn't usually answer here now, but something like this could happen where now white takes away the base. But it could still happen like this or this. Just that this black group is not settled yet. So black chooses to play the vital point of that shape, but gives white some more urgency on the outside. So white might choose to just play here next, or white might pincer this. Yeah, white pincers this. So now black can choose to ignore this, maybe counter pincer here, maybe move out here, or maybe just completely ignore and shoulder hit here. Okay. Yeah, so AI likes to ignore. Mm, but this one does make sense. Like if black now moves this out, maybe this fight also helps white to create something on the outside. This kind of, I don't know if that's the best way for white, but now if black shoulder hits, white might already be strong enough to counterattack immediately. So yeah, black wants to ask this question first. Now white can play L17. Yep. And now black might choose to jump here. Yeah. The problem is sometimes that white might counterattack here, but here maybe white just responds. And I would already be happy with this as black because you did reduce white towards the top side. These two stones are more helpful than this territory for white here. And the stone at e13 becomes a bit questionable if black just gets to reduce it easily. So now black maybe just chooses some random move like the two-space jump here or something. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's not expected. So the reason I wanted to play a move like this is because it has some better relation to this stone. And even though there are possible cuts for white here, it's not that easy for white either because having this extra stone here might help. Also, you could pressure on these could put pressure on these stones or just escape here. I'm not sure how exactly. Maybe yeah, maybe there's a better way for black to handle this, but in general, if you have a two-space jump or a large knight's move, it's harder to separate this cleanly. However, if you play a move like this, you have this really large jump, and that makes it a lot easier for white to, for example, split like this, where now black can't really like black. This would just be a very crude way, but black can't really stay connected with these. But so black plays this shape, I suppose, to put more pressure on these stones. So then white, what could white do if white doesn't split? Maybe splits another way? Oh, just Tanuki. Sure, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. This way. Hmm. I would have thought maybe if you Tanuki, you play something like this or something like this. Yeah, so white is saying that this stone here, it it does weaken this white group, but also this white group still has easy ways to split and counterattack to make a base to run here. So white just says, okay, Tanuki. Well, Q9, Q9 is a big move. It does prevent that black can pincer and attack the R12 stone while also destroying something on the right side. But okay, I didn't think that that's more urgent than putting pressure on this stone. In a way, Q10 does put some pressure on P3 too. So okay. Now black. Well, that's the first time black might hesitate to move this one out now because white has some more additional stones. So maybe just pincer here now. Or maybe some continuation on the top side, maybe jump here to strengthen the shape. Oh, wow, okay. Push and peep. Hmm. I suppose, no, white doesn't just connect. Maybe tiger mouth now? Oh, okay. Now, so the reason white doesn't want to just connect here is because in general it's always this stone is more outside than this stone. That's not really helpful. And this stone, this shape of white is also kind of clunky. So white would prefer not to play a move that doesn't have any point value and just settle their groups or at least get some extra benefits. So that's the typical way. Threatening next to play b19 to make even more eye shape. Typically black answers at c19. And now white has gotten a e18 in center, which makes it easier to, for example, connect with a move like h11 later. Now I don't think white will play that passively. Maybe some counterattack, you know. Yeah, this stone is helping now. Connecting. Ah, okay, yeah. So some counterattack. If black now cuts, that would be exactly what white wants, because white does get quite a few stones outside in center, and black is not really all too happy with this. Maybe even white can peep some more and is almost connected on the top side. This cut doesn't really hold any value. Well, probably you won't peep first. You probably extend here. You have to read, but this cut is not really a threat, because if white ever connects here, it also threatens to capture these two stones, and then black has more problems. Also, the ladder is just working, so that cut doesn't work right now. But yeah, something like this. Okay, but black didn't do that. Black maybe counters with this move, maybe even extend in some cases. I guess h14. Yeah, h14 is so typical. Because if white now plays here, then white has the kind of empty triangle here, which is not really that efficient shape. So white likely goes down here. Yep. And then black can. Now it would be more promising for black to play here, because white can't really cut. So yeah, black now plays this. Now white can't cut here, because otherwise these two stones are just captured in a ladder. So more likely white could save it like this, but that's also really horrible shape. Like if white plays here and then Ataris, then black might just give up this one stone, and these stones, I mean, white could cut, but also this is really horrible shape. Also, there's still this cut, so yeah, that's why white will most likely extend here. Yes. And now black. So the advantage of extending here is white has more liberties, 4 liberties now, as opposed to here where white only has 3 liberties. And black is left with 2 cuts anyway. So now I don't suppose black will allow this cut, because that's just, these two stones are now just completely lost. There's almost no archie left, and that makes this group alive. So I expect black to connect here. And now this is a classic situation of a fighting game where you have a cut here and a cut here, and as white now you have to evaluate who has more problems. Like black also has some weaknesses here and here. So actually you have here this danger, danger, immediate cut, but you also have these weaknesses here. But white also has this cut, and white also has some, is not solidly connected here, and also there's some problems with these stones and these liberties. So now I suspect white might have to connect here now. But cutting here is also very, if you cut here, which is exactly what happened, then black could counter cut, which is not what happened, because I suppose that white can also give up these two stones and then have a good fight on the outside. So the benefit for black on this side is not big enough. So probably black now fights on this side. Maybe Atari, maybe just extend here. Yeah, just extend here. Now white probably extends this way. White could extend this way, but then if you extend this way and while black just jumps out, then maybe that's not. I guess that is working. So, but it's also kind of helping black in this direction anyway. So I suppose this. No, also not that. What is white doing then? Let's see. Oh, okay. Now I just connected. Because the ladder is working for white. So see, my instinct in these situations is always to extend one way or the other. But if the ladder doesn't work and there's not really any satisfying ladder breaker on this side, now white just goes back and fixes the weakness. So basically what white was doing, white didn't want to fix here immediately, because if black gets to play here, now black has a quite connected and strong outside, and white is still left with this weakness. While after this forcing move, now white fixes their weakness, and now white still does have a cut at e15, but black is also left with an a cut at the outside, which is not solvable with one move. Um, hmm. Now black could, I suppose these 4 stones, if black can cut here or even Hane. Like black could Hane here anytime and white can't cut, and white can also, if white goes here, then this is now a good exchange for black because white can't extend anymore. And if white just connects, then maybe you can semi-connect on this side. So black is probably less worried about these stones and more about these. So I would say a diagonal here would make sense. That's not what happened in the game. In the game, ooh, okay. Okay, that's a probing move. Hmm. Black is kind of asking white. Now let's pass. Uh, if white wants to, how high white wants to handle pretty much this situation. And then this group would be cut off if white is not careful, and of course this way white is also cut off. And yeah, so black is asking that, but black is threatening to play this move and something here. So white probably needs to kill. Maybe no, not like this. Just that's actually really annoying. But maybe just connect here. Oh, ho ho, wow. So that's also working because now if black goes down here and cuts, you can just capture the 2 stones. And white wants black to commit somehow in this area, which means black might just leave it again because these 2 stones per se are not that valuable anymore. And it's more about black trying to counterattack this group and handling the outside stones. So black will, I mean, black might respond to this. Black might also say, I don't know, just hmm. Black might also push here. No, push and cut doesn't quite work. So yeah, black might just extend here, or Atari here extend. Oh, just Tenuki. Ah, the ladder breaker. There it is. So I expect white to extend here or push there. Mm. And whenever you play a ladder breaker, either you think as black now that this is a good exchange for you, but more likely you kind of want to do something with it. So I'd suspect that now why black plays here, yeah, saying that now okay, I save my p3 stones and A becomes weak and B becomes weak, so you better care for that. And if white believes that, then white probably wants to play q3 or jump. But also, I guess responding, just making sure that the RG here is clean is also an option. So one of these two. Ah, yeah, white cares for this. Also, if white now plays here, it's quite annoying. Maybe even black can play a move like this one, and if white now does this and has to live here, something like this, then black can maybe even counterattack these 2 stones at some point. But yeah, white just plays here. Black responds. Now, I guess the black with the white corner is still so. White could just connect here, or white could care for this 1 stone. Because these, I mean, the black group, while now stronger and out, it's still without any eye shapes. So, yeah, white doesn't want to get split there. And then black can choose to extend, would be big. But maybe just counter pincer this stone, no? Yeah. Right. So black really doesn't want to let white get away with this stone too. So for example, if black now extends, it's not really 100% center here, and white might still be able to play this move. So black doesn't want that. And now the benefit of this diagonal stone, by the way, is now that black has the option to connect under like this. It looks like it's working to just split here, but not really. I mean, you technically speaking, you can split, but that's still decided by this co. And also, even if you split like this, it's not really clear if white can do much with that. So more or less, this move now is giving an out for this group, but also main purpose is to pressure this stone. So, it's really ugly. White could bump here to make sure that the connection under doesn't work, but this bump has the very big disadvantage that now this one stone gets stronger and this side here. So I suspect white might just treat this stone light. Maybe now play a move like e5 or follow up on the top side. Follow up on the top side, yeah. Yeah, it is big because at some point black might decide to pull this one out and even connect here, maybe save that, reactivate the G18 RG, and then white has to fight with these two stones. So that is a really big move. And now these two stones are also, they have lost all their value, all their RG. They can only maybe be used to reduce a bit more. But in principle, white now owns the whole top side. And these four stones, now that white is very strong here and these two stones are gone, these four stones are quite weak. They are quite weak, but they are also not that important anymore. Like if white is strong here and you can't really do anything here, then these four stones are just that. They're just the 8 points. So I would think that black maybe now says, okay, you didn't follow up here. Maybe I just knights move here or jump. None of those. Ah, okay. Now that move. Which, I mean, it's not 100% center, but it's quite big. Like, for example, something like this could happen, and doesn't quite work yet. Although I guess as black you can also play this one in center, and then play here. There is some RG against these stones, so and black and white getting this move would have also been big, because now these you hit the head of the two stones here. You're kind of creating this area a bit more, and you're weakening these stones. But yeah, so black strengthens their stones here, and now white says, no, I don't respond to that. I was suggesting this move, but I suspect, no, I'm actually not sure why not this move. This one would also make sense, but this has the similar idea to just reduce. That's more, this move is looking more at the shoulder hit at d7, so to maybe shoulder hit here and create something in this area. Maybe really claim that if black now plays, you can play here and really swallow these four stones. Maybe that's white's angle here. And black, I would still say these are not that urgent to save. You could just play respond here or respond here. Alright, okay, now you play this. So this stone, now this white stone is, for all intents and purposes, is pretty much dead. You can't really run it out anymore thanks to this stone here, or it would be really hard. But yeah, there's always this cut, so there's also this cut is not 100% working. There is some RG with these stones too, but if black gets to connect here, there's maybe more RG here. So it's not really realistic for white to run this stone out anytime soon. I suspect white is maybe playing this one now, or some follow up here, maybe here. Oh, that follower. Okay. Now black probably just blocks, yeah. Then white Hane. Black either descent or Atari. And then descent. And now this stone is just an additional help. For example, if you play here and black blocks, you already have this stone and you could shoulder it. So I don't. If you play this as white, I suspect this as white. No, okay, not that as white. Hmm. Maybe just make some base here. Maybe a peep here. Maybe attach. Oh, pick. Okay, right. You can cut there first. Right. I always forget about that move. Now, okay. So now you don't really want to play here as black because the usual variation would be that white doesn't have a stone here. But if white already has a stone here, now white can play this kind of sequence where this black group just gets super cramped and black has to be really careful because even if black just plays a Hane here, now this one is working because of the double Atari here. And if black has to play here, then later maybe black really has to be careful with this whole thing. Not quite yet, but that's really annoying shape. So black more likely plays this move. Yeah, that's the shape point. If you can't Hane here, then the other tiger mouth is a normal shape point because you also don't really want as black to give white this kind of forcing move because then again later white is threatening to get this one in center and that's really not nice for black to get squeezed like that. So black, to prevent this, plays this move, which also rises the left side and gets some additional points. And it also does keep this white group weaker. I could imagine again some attachment here to make this group strong. Jumping seems a bit soft, so I could also imagine just extending here. But no. Okay. Just make a base. Makes sense. This move does have the added benefit that later white can choose to save this stone, kind of. Like, not 100%, but there is this RG where white can just cut off this stone and create more in the center. So now black, let's see. Let's see. I feel like black played this move and white didn't answer, so maybe some follow up here. Maybe not that as directly as I showed, but maybe black starts with the move here. Or maybe black just plays here and makes sure white can't see. What, this seal off is not that big. Let's see. Okay, black doesn't do this as directly as I showed. But let's see how AI actually makes use of that. So block, I would, oh, just an exchange. Well, that's disappointing. But black finally decides that it's big enough to cut here. Additional RG looming here. I suppose, like, if white connects here, maybe there is something here that could be really uh, like this. Yeah, that could be really annoying. Whoa, what is happening? Yeah, something like this could possibly have. Oh, Jesus. Do you see that? Yeah, unfortunate. Hmm. Jeez. Okay, let me see if I can fix that somehow. Okay. Um, why is that happening? is going on? Let me just reload this, I suppose. Okay. Live action. Problem solving. Okay, I hope that helps now. So now black, that's just cut here, because like I mentioned, this RG here was really okay, but if there's RG here now, maybe, then maybe this one is even center enough. No, okay, well this is center. Okay, so there is nothing here maybe? Or maybe white can somehow fix that? I do wonder, what if this? Does white maybe just play here? I suppose you can just play it this way, huh? Hmm. Yeah, okay, so there's no Archie there. There's a little bit of Archie there. Okay, so white now activates what I mentioned, and black just ignores. Yeah, because black could respond here, but also if there is not really much, if white can just cut this stone off, black can first ask for the RG here. So now maybe black will activate this. Yes. Okay, now we can see how AI do it doesn't just cut. You're driving me crazy. Why can't you just continue there? What is the benefit of these exchanges right now? See, that's something where sometimes you can't really understand AI, because for a human that these are exchanges that you could always I guess this one to make sure that white doesn't back off. And then I guess this Atari, but in some cases maybe you want to play at this Atari, so I understand this exchange, and even this one maybe to an extent, but this one, no idea. But okay, now black returns, because after all, just just letting white, for example, now letting white connect back up like this makes this group weak, so black doesn't want that. Whoa. Ah, right, so the second line stone helps, because now if white plays here, you can just play here, which is exactly what happened in the game. Ah, so actually the second line move here prevented that. I forgot about that. Hmm. So there's actually not that much white can do with this move. It wasn't as powerful as I made it out to be. Yeah, because if white now plays here, you just counter Atari as black, and then maybe even just connect, and then white has to still somehow live with this group. Just maybe also why black exchanged this first. Maybe that's also why black cut here, because then this potential core for white is not working, or this move is kind of center. Makes that stronger. So here, for example, if white now plays here and black plays here, now in some cases maybe white could play this kind of core, but in this case now we already have this Atari here. That's quite the big core, which white can't really play. There's almost no core for it that's big enough. Makes sense. Okay, so white just reduces from the outside while growing their own outside basically. So this move, there is a slight problem with that. There's a 2-space jump here, and there's also RG here. So in some cases, Black could choose to play something like this and, for example, capture now here. Though in this case, maybe that's not what White would play, but White has to be careful. Like White is basically not safely connected here with this stone. I guess White is not connected either way, but yeah, for example, you could cut like this in center as Black because White now has to return and make sure this RG doesn't work. But also White is relatively strong here. So Black now could, maybe Black also just defends here with a move like this. Seems a bit passive. It might be. Because this RG, White always has this one in center and then could jump out. So maybe just a move here. Or maybe a counter saying, okay, you reduce me, I reduce you. No, okay, Black plays it that way. I wanted to play this way because that still leaves this counterpoint, which is what White immediately played. So we get to see the AI plan for this move. Oh, Black just fixes like that. Okay. I mean, this is a reverse center move, but that seems... Then I don't understand. Then I don't understand this. Then I'd rather have this one. I mean, this move does fix all of the issues here too with this. But I thought Black played this to fix this. So White now maybe just some forcing moves. I guess White can't really do much. Okay, so White blocks here. This block gives additional endgame benefit. So for example, now if Black plays something, White later can play here and can play here, and that's center. Where now you have to capture this. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, you have to capture these. Maybe there's even this move you can play to force it this way. But it's not center in this case, so maybe not. But yeah, it gives that benefit, and it also makes White pretty much alive here. So now Black's plan. Black could just say, okay, I strengthened my stones here. I build the left side. Or maybe Black is still interested to reduce the right, top right. So Black chooses. I earlier thought that this move would be good to subdue the RG of these two stones, but this move is kind of trying to build the left side, strengthening these stones even further without having to capture these two stones in a small way. And it's also looking at this central area of White. So White says, no, I don't want you to reduce me and grow the left side. White goes in, but that is cuttable shape. And this cut here, I mean, the ladder is working, though maybe Black doesn't really like that. Well, in this case, actually, White could just almost capture these stones. So maybe that's a bit too big, and Black doesn't really gain much. So, Black plays this forcing move first. Okay. And then Black goes out here. And okay, White doesn't push here because that makes the life for Black too easy. So White just plays it this way. In fact, that makes it not as easy. For example, if Black now attaches here, Black can't really live with these stones. The capturing race is good for White. So Yeah, so that makes the life of these stones more difficult. I wonder how black... Okay, black attaches on the top side, therefore, and plays it this way. Now black can connect, but in this way, black is not connected without giving white some additional benefit on the outside. And white, yeah, you still have to Atari. Now black could choose to Tenuki, but that's a really big ko. So I don't suspect black will Tenuki. For once, my prediction that AI won't Tenuki was correct. No, in this case though, if white, I don't know, if black does something, um, passes, then this ko, it is quite big, and white doesn't stand to lose much on the outside, so it's basically a free ko for white for a lot of points. Mm. And if white were to win this ko, then the whole black corner is maybe also, there's some question. For example, if black now plays some ko for it, you capture here. Not only did white gain more strength and get all these points, but it also threatens this whole black corner here. Could be a problem. Not quite yet, but yeah, it would be really a really big reduction at the very least. Okay, so but white got center out of this situation, and I could imagine white now playing some move to grow, or maybe go inside here more. Ah, okay, grow. Make sure black can't jump in here at all. For example, now if white plays a move like this, black could play here, and this cut would allow moves like this in endgame, for example, where you can capture some stones. Or you could just straight up capture them like this, though you have to be careful that white can't play this, because in this case white could connect up, though this move is still working. That's a nice endgame Tisuchi, but yeah, white didn't want all of that, so white blocked here, which is also, I mean, for example, if black now doesn't react, white could Atari and Atari and Atari and get all of this in endgame later. And it is strengthening this area now, it's completely white's. So black probably doesn't want that. Well, black could jump in here maybe, or maybe push up here, something like that. Gotta be careful though, if you push up here, white might be able to save these stones and counterattack these three stones. So maybe not this way. Maybe this way. And then jump in. Or maybe diagonal here. A little bit loose shape, but something like this could be possible or here. Or maybe cut here now. Ah, okay. Just threaten the cut. I suppose white connects somehow. Peeps first. Okay, so that also is kind of connecting the cut, but also not really. Yeah. For example, now if you play this way, you can kind of play a variation like this maybe. Probably this first and then here. And then there is this problem again for black on the outside with these stones. But for now there is no problem here, and black is making use of this RG now. Maybe just an exchange. Maybe not. That will continue to be the most baffling thing about AI, when AI just makes some exchange and you think, now they activate this RG. Nope, just an exchange for no apparent reason. Great. Because it seems like it's losing something, but I guess maybe not. Though I suppose later black can play here because of this, and white has to play here. But then black, I don't know. We shall see, maybe later in the game. Okay, now white protects the cut. And now it seems prudent for black maybe to play some move like this. or like this, which is probably why black will not play. Okay, now black activates this. Oh, is that a ko? Okay, white first threatens to separate these three stones. Black could just capture here. Black could also maybe try some weird counterattack. Oh, okay, so black saved this one stone. I suppose if black plays here and white gets to play some move around here, like it makes this area a lot stronger, or maybe it makes this area a lot stronger in the first place. But this way, no, I don't think black will just sacrifice the three stones, will black? No. So now it's just a fight. And now N3 does make sense because it makes sure that this black group is pretty much alive. But yeah, now it's a fight, which I don't quite understand. Phew. Yeah, white was trying to create co-threats because, as I showed earlier, white can't win this capturing race by just extending, so white has to try to play a ko. Hmm. And now, okay, now going back here, now this move does make sense because maybe, yeah, actually this one just always worked, right? You could always capture these stones. Okay, so there was a lot of RG there. So playing E15 had a lot of extra benefit, not just capturing these two stones and strengthening these stones. It was also with the RG at F17. Yeah, okay. So now white creates co-threads like this, and black says, like, if it if it were me, I would say, well, white is trying to create co-threads. I don't want to give white any co-threads, but if it's a close game, I suppose it's black doesn't give an inch, or black just says, I don't fear the ko and the fight at the same time. Which makes sense if you look at this in the perspective of this was always 3 benefit for black. Oh wow. Is that not even... Wait, if white now captures and you play here, and white Ataris here, and you extend now, and you Atari, then white's group in the corner is alive. Okay. Did not expect this one. So white just keeps making the fight bigger and then just ignores anyway. What the fuck? What? What's going on? Here white tries to... Here white tries to basically, if black now plays here, white can Atari and Atari and Atari and separate on the outside, and then black is really has problems with these three stones, especially because these are not solidly connected yet. So in that regard, I suppose this move is forcing, and black plays a move that doesn't really reduce co-threats, but okay. And then white captures. And I suppose black now just plays Atari. Huh. And one white returns to fight this okay. I'm starting to lose track of what is going on. So white can live here, black has saved these stones. Like if white now plays here, I don't think this is working because white can just play this way. Oh, I guess white can't. Huh. But white can play here and then play here. So white can win it this way. So always this corner in the top left, white can live, but first white wants to continue the fight here. And black semi-connects, and then white lives. Or I guess not. Okay. The top left is always apparently equally big as the fight, or maybe, I don't know. Now white cuts here to make this group stronger by cutting off this stone and also having maybe an Atari potential, or maybe this forcing move. And this black group is not 100% connected. So now black connects, and I guess white still has to kind of connect this. Nope. Wait, okay, well this is center. Yeah. And then the corner is now a core, but black also saved these stones. Okay, yeah, now white has to play here. And now the situation is that black always has this Atari, so this move is a bad move for this area anyway. Black is connected up here, and then I suspect we have this core in the top left, which is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like 18 points maybe. We also have this left side area, which maybe if black, for example, plays here now, white can't play here because of this. Now that black is so strong here. So black can get the whole left side area, but I can also see black. This is kind of forcing too. Besides that, yeah, I don't see much else. Maybe Atari here and threaten to go in here, but that seems more like this. So I suspect black takes the corner. Oh, that one first. What? Okay, just this exchange once for some reason, and then Tenuki, and then black plays this move. Okay, now white gets the benefit of that endgame. Black just ignores. Okay, so basically, if black answers here, white also has this move, and if black connects, then maybe there is some additional RG here on the outside, and this group still has to kind of live. Okay, that's just disconnected, so if black has to play here and white gets to play here, then this whole black group is not alive. So maybe black then has to fight another core here, or maybe ignore and play here. So playing here is actually is really big, because it is endgame and it also helps this group. And if white ignores here, then there's also more end benefit against this group. So white just responds, and then black probably responds in the top right. Now white could connect, or white could do something else, but connecting is actually really big. Or the top left. Ah, yeah, that's just center because it threatens the double Atari here. Ah, ooh, what? Huh, interesting. So that's also one way, because white this core is probably heavier for black, but black doesn't care. Black just extends in and just lets white reduce a bit more here. And then I can suspect black just to maybe diagonal in here. Yeah. And that destroys the middle area by quite a bit. White defends. Now black can likely defend. Either push in more here, or play here, or capture here. Those are the big ones. There's also still the core in the top left. That might be the big most. Oh, that's cool. Okay. That, huh. That one I don't understand. I mean, I get that you threaten to cut here, but if you cut here, maybe black gathers co-threads. For example, now if white, I don't know, ignores, if black plays here and that becomes a co, then maybe black can win one of the two cos. Maybe black is thinking that way. Okay, white just captures. Black captures the two stones back. White connects. Okay, black pushes in. That makes sense. Black, okay, black, this move looks really weird, but it is taking away the chance for white, for example, to play this Atari and then this Atari in center, or to later get this Atari still. So that's basically this move is trying to take away both. Also reduces co-threats, so the core in the top left is still a thing. So white takes back. Now black wedges. White could cut, but that also gives black a lot more threats. Actually, white can't even block here because of the double Atari here. So okay, so white just connects. Black could connect. That's center. But now black starts the core in the top left. Okay, and white gets this Atari, which black can respond with taking, which is giving white another core threat here later potentially. But hmm, hmm. But it also is threatening to cut here if black gets to connect. Okay, black connects now. Giving white back these two stones by capturing these two stones. But also black is connected here or here. Ah yeah, so capturing this is not big enough, so black just got to connect the core and gets to save this. Yeah. So now white probably fights back the top left core. Nope, not at all. White they just ignore the core in the top left. Interesting. Not sure I understand that. Looks quite big. Ah, that is threatening to capture with like if white now ignores, you threaten to play here and here and save these stones. Actually, you can just capture here. Never mind. But it's also threatening is that yeah. So white gets to play there. Ah, that's just creating more co-threats here, I suppose. Maybe this way. Okay, now we just start the co full on. Oh. Not sure that's 100% center for black. But if white doesn't answer, black gets a lot of extra benefit too. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Ah, wait, can white not cut here? Ah, no, white can't cut even. So yeah, that would be dead. Okay, so that is a problem. Can white live with this group though? White gets a forcing move here. Black got a lot of forcing moves here. White descends. Hmm, that seems. Ooh, yeah. So black is claiming white is dead, white is claiming white can live, and all white thought white has to connect and try to, because white doesn't have enough co-threads anymore. But if white can live with all that, that seems, I mean, this black move you don't play if you don't think you can kill. I'm also surprised it's not this one, but okay, maybe no, white has so many liberties, it can't have anything to do with. Interesting. But I don't really see how white can live. There's no second eye here anyway. So that just seems like white is dead. Yeah, and that's why white resigned at this point. Whew. Sheesh, okay, that ended not very endgamey. So all the way back here, white just decided to say, okay, I can't live with my group here, but maybe black's my best chance is to connect here because if I respond here, black has more local co-threads maybe. Also black has more co-threads here. White is running out of but white also has some co-threads here, so yeah, maybe, maybe, maybe white just thought the game was that hopeless that white had to connect here and hope to survive this group with this group somehow. But white didn't, so the game, like I said, ended here. What a wild ride. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was quite a bit of a longer video, but hope uh, I hope it was to your liking. So, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.